It's time for the podcast, which is all about the world of marketing on television through TV shopping networks and infomercials. Are we on the air? I'm your host, Sean Wilsey, and for over 29 years, I've hosted shows on cable shopping networks, generating hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And now I want to be your guide into this world, explaining how it works, why it works, what doesn't work, and introduce you to the people who are making it the success that it is today. Again, if you have a question or comment for the gentleman to my right, ask live at shopnbc.com. Our producer will forward those out here, and we'll be able to ask him that question. In fact, here is him, the infamous him, Ryan Johnson from Invicta.
Infamous?
Yes.
Why
very
infamous? There's a big difference there.
Well, I don't know why.
What have I done wrong?
You haven't worn socks again. So
it's summer out and I have on boating shoes.
It does.
Fine, I'll
buy you a pair of socks. Poor guy.
Do you wear socks with your sandals?
No, we went over this. I don't wear socks with my sandals.
Right.
With shoes, I wear socks like a normal person would. We're continuing with Ryan Johnson from Invicta on Are We On the Air, and having so much fun. For me, it's partially just catching up because, again, I've known Ryan forever. We had a friendship outside of work, and I really didn't associate with anyone from that place outside of work, but Ryan through thick and thin, and he saw me through hell and back in the time that I've known him, so it's fun just to catch up again. You mentioned earlier about boats, though. It's been something I've always had an interest in. I shouldn't just say fascination with boats, because that for a long time was a second job, and I guess to a degree still is, because you were piloting boats around Lake Minnetonka.
Yes, I've done that. That was a college job for me that I got back in 1995, obtained my license, and piloted probably 1,700 cruises ever since then.
Wow.
The largest boat I pilot is 83 feet by 23 feet wide. The passenger capacity is 149 people. This past summer, though, I didn't do any cruises. They asked me to, but I was really busy this summer just with work and kids. My youngest daughter was going off to college. Working on real estate with my fiance Merritt. We have a real estate company that's going really well.
Good.
And also another boating aspect is I work since 2013. Well, I've been in the industry since 2009. It's called Speed on the Water.
Yeah.
So it's dealing with boats, but the big cigarette, the big high performance, the go fast boats.
Right.
And so I'm national sales manager for that, have been since 2013. And just love the industry, the people in that industry, the boats, like the Invicta watches are just fascinating to look at and just to see what they're made up of. And just the people who own them, like the Invicta watches too, are just amazing people out there. And so I just get pleasure in really everything that I do. You
know, you just reminded me of something else that I should bring up, because it's always fascinated me, the parallel, the connection between men who are really into watches, and Invictas in particular, and things like cars, boats, engines, anything with an engine, motorcycles. Why is that? Where does that come from?
I don't know, but it's definitely something that's a part of me. And I think that's one of the reasons that Invicta is such a good fit for me, because I have this, I grew up on the water, always been a boater. So many of our different watches at Invicta have this nautical theme: the pro diver, the sea hunter, the sea spider. I mean, you could just go on and on and on with everything that we have. The Sabacqua. I mean, the Bolt is technically a nautical ensemble. I mean, there's just so much that goes along with it, and it's just truly amazing. It has really become just the perfect fit for me.
Okay, we need to turn this into a little bit of, we're going to have some story time here for anyone.
Oh boy.
Yeah, exactly. That, again, watch those shows. It is hard to believe 2012 was our last show together, June 2012.
Still can't believe that.
It feels like yesterday. Because Ryan and I have each kind of accumulated, in particular, especially thanks to Ryan, a bit of an archive of some of our greatest moments, shall we say, our material that has happened over the years. Do you have one moment that stands out in your mind with you and I?
Yes, and Excuse me. Yes, I do. I was actually talking to my daughter Isabel as I was dropping her off at the train to go back to school today.
Yeah.
Told her about this. And so when a long time ago, well, it had to be within the last 10 years, Isabel's now 18, Madeline will be 21 here next month. We used to go to a place out by where I lived, and it was called Blockbuster. Some people might not know that, but we used to go there and we would rent movies.
Yes.
And they had these, so we would rent some movies there, and they had pixie sticks. Now, you've seen the pixie sticks. Are those like really narrow straws, right? That might have like a gram or two of sugar in it, and you would just rip off the top and eat this sugar. Well, Blockbuster went all in. I don't know who the vendor was, but these were 3 feet long, like McDonald's type straws. I mean, very, the circumference was way larger. And so I decided I'm going to bring this on air when I'm on with Sean Wilsey.
Yes. What can go wrong with this?
What can really go wrong? And so I took this 2.5, 3 foot pixie stick and put it up my suit sleeve.
Yes.
And was just waiting for the right moment of the show. And whenever it happened, and I don't know if you have that one on one of the DVDs that you have right now of our best of collection, but I just slid this long pixie stick out, and I don't remember what caused me to do that, but then you shot it on air.
Yes.
And you took this 3 foot pixie stick and you had it at about a 45-degree angle, and nothing was coming out. So you raised it a little higher, probably like to 60, 65 degrees, and it all came out at once.
Yeah.
And I saw your eyes pop out, and from your mouth was this plume of a sugar cloud. And I knew at that moment you were going to be unable to talk for a bit.
Yes.
And I remember after that, I think I carried the show for a little bit while you gained your composure and brought yourself back, probably quite eloquently.
Yes.
But I went back and got that tape. And when you shot that pixie stick, that is your contact photo on my phone.
I should not be surprised. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this or not, because I actually, boy, we think alike. I had one clip queued up, and so let me just play this. I don't know if you'll hear this or not.
On Shop NBC.
Can you hear this?
Nope.
Hang on. It hasn't started.
Nice. Well done, Steve.
Don't hear anything?
Steve just decided for no reason at all to move it. Why don't you move the chair back? Would you move the chair back for me?
This is the introduction.
Thank you very much. There we go.
Ryan.
Bring in Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Come on.
He's coming out.
Come on. Bring in my guest. This is how we do it. This is how we
Sitting
roll.
down.
There we go. Okay.
We had just been in a commercial
Bring
break.
bring that in.
Everything's
And they're setting up the little props in front of us that we use.
Is my chair okay?
And he's adjusting his chair.
I need a little bit more height. There we go.
And then he says, I have something for you. And I'm going to pause the video right there just for a second, because anytime the phrase I have something for you was uttered between Ryan and I, hilarity ensued inevitably. There were moments where Ryan brought out a zarf, and I'll leave it for our friends to look up the word zarf and figure out what that is.
Which we've used in Scrabble before.
Exactly, which is how that started. We were very competitive in Scrabble. I brought out, there's one clip where I brought out Ryan a cherry soda. For some reason, I guess he'd been trying to steal my cherry soda in a previous one, so I bought him a cherry Coke, so I brought that out. So anytime the phrase, I have something for you, was uttered, inevitably, something is, well, I was going to say up our sleeves, in this case, literally.
Have something for me?
Yes,
playing the video again now.
You know how we had the sugar
And
sticks?
Ryan is showing, let me pause this video again. Ryan is showing 2 small pixie sticks, because apparently on a previous show, we had done some small little pixie sticks. And as you said, shot them. And I'll put this video on my YouTube, by the way. So anyone that wants to see this, it'll be on my YouTube channel. So you can play along at home. And so
Well,
he says, I have.
Look at that one.
And he literally reached up his sleeve and pulled out this giant pixie stick. And it's got to be 2 foot long. It's just enormous. I had forgotten about the fact that I did indeed then at some point, as you said, inhale the pixie stick. I'd totally forgotten about that.
It was beautiful. Just the sugar cloud just pluming out of your mouth was unreal, and just one of my favorite moments. And oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, these are the kind of moments that I don't know. I know at the time, our back then, I should say, our CEO was not necessarily my biggest fan in the world, and I think it's moments like that that he would prefer I probably was spending more time selling the watch than doing things like that. But it's that kind of fun that is lost in this industry today to a large degree. Now, like you said, you can still have fun. You're lucky you work with some hosts that have a sense of humor. I've seen Kendi almost in tears in some situations.
Oh, yes. Have you seen the part where it was actually one of those Invicta chairs that I was pushing her on?
I was watching that one. Yes.
That, yes. That was pretty good.
Oh, my word.
Another memory that sticks out with the two of us. I mean, there are others, and I'm sure there are some that are buried, but once you bring it up, I'm right there with you. But our visual, Anna was on the show.
Oh,
and for
yes.
some reason she maybe brought out the wrong watch in front of us or something. And you said, okay, here's the deal. For every time that Anna does something incorrect.
I don't remember this.
You don't?
No, I don't.
It was brilliant. So when she let's just say she brought out the wrong watch. That's what it was. And you said, okay, now our fantastic visual, she just screwed up or she brought out the wrong watch. So for every mistake from here on out that she does, just for however long.
Oh, no.
I'm going to start out giving digits of her phone number, all in order.
I'm sure I did that.
The first number. And you looked at your phone and you said 6. And she looked at you and there was probably, a 2-word phrase mouthed to you. And something else happened that night. And then you blurted out the word, the second number is 1.
Oh my God, what was wrong with me?
It was, and I don't know, and it might have gone on for a week, and I think you got 3, if not 4 numbers of her real phone number out there, which if I was a viewer, I would have been just dying, and I would have been tuning in
I know.
to every one of your shows that you were on with her. I mean, it was, do you remember that or not?
I'm crying. I do not. I mean, vaguely, I do recall doing something like that, but no, I don't remember the exact night.
It was so just off.
Oh my gosh.
Out of nowhere, and you just nailed it. It was. You are crying.
I am. I'm patting myself on the back too, because good job, Wilsey. That was good.
That was great.
One of the things that the listener might not know, too, is Ryan and I, we mentioned Scrabble, we've always been very competitive. And I was the first to get on MySpace. I was the first to get on Facebook. I guess it would have been Facebook. I knew after MySpace was already a thing, to get a Twitter account. And I would always brag about the number of followers that I had on Facebook and Twitter. And inevitably, that had to turn into a competition. I'd promote my Facebook, and immediately, there's Ryan promoting his Facebook.
And I remember having my phone out there, or maybe it was even at home, and I would do the math. And I would send you screenshots of the calculator, like how I'm closing in on the numbers.
Yep.
And it would just be, getting closer. And that was true, though. You were the first one to really get on that social media.
Yeah.
MySpace, you were the first one to get on. You're probably the last one to get off of it.
Probably. Yes, probably. I could probably still find my login somewhere. I'm sure the page is still there. So
I'm scared to look at mine.
I used to love, we were the first, you and I, to really start taking live emails on the air, too. Nobody else was doing that.
That's right. That's right. We would take the late night.
Might have been through Facebook originally. I don't remember, but anyway, and that was always fun, interacting with people that way. But But then once Ryan surpassed me, I guess we should finish the story on Facebook. My tune changed. Well, it's about quality, not quantity. So it's about having...
of course. At first, when he had started up and I was catching up, it was all about
the number.
It was all about quantity. And then it just, after I surpass them all, oh no, it's all about quality now, Ryan. It's not quantity. It's all about quality.
I will point out that my TikTok videos are performing better than yours at the moment. So I have more people that have watched my TikTok videos.
We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 Invictas. I thought they took the Imperius out.
Oh, that's right. That was supposed to be in the hour.
Yeah, okay. I guess it will just be Ryan Johnson then for the rest of the hour. So, like it or not, we got his company for the next 20 minutes. So
I was able to keep myself busy.
Were you?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I was messaging a couple of my friends on Facebook.
Yes.
I was messaging Kevin and Martin out there, so I was able to keep myself busy. Made a couple postings for the additional shows throughout the course of the day.
I should check my Facebook, because I'll bet I've just had scores of new friend requests on Facebook. So you can find me on Facebook, Sean Wilsey, and then once you have friended me, then you can find Ryan Johnson on Facebook through my friends list. So it's easier to do it that way. Ton of Ryan Johnsons, one Sean Wilsey. So keeps it nice and simple.
Well, I hope you're enjoying this series with Ryan Johnson from Invicta Watches. And the good news is there is one more part still to come. So the best way to ensure that you don't miss it is to subscribe to my show, Are We On The Air, any place that you get your podcast. So go to the App Store for your smartphone, download. There are many free podcasting apps that you can download. Subscribe to Are We On The Air, and then you're guaranteed to get his next episode and all future and, in fact, all past episodes of the show as well, because we've had dozens of fantastic episodes in the past, and so you might want to go back and listen to some of those as well. So, check me out also, Facebook and Twitter, Sean Wilsey, the way to find me, my full name, I'll spell it, ShawnWilsie, and also on Instagram, where you can find me as S. Wilsey. Thank you so much again. Make sure you like and subscribe to my podcast, Are We On The Air? This, as always, has been a King Bobby production.
Yes, I know, Travis. That's why we give such bargains.